North Mubi South, Maiha Federal Constituency of Adamawa State. The motion is on the resurgence of meningitis and the need to provide vaccination and increase public awareness. The House is aware that meningitis is a condition that occurs when the tissues surrounding the brain and the spinal cord are inflamed, causing harm or destroyed nerve cells, thereby leading to bleeding in the brain, which may in turn cause severe brain damage with fatality in 50% of cases if left untreated. The House alarmed that meningitis kills or disables about 1.2 million people worldwide, with the bulk of those affected living in Africa, according to the World Health Organization (WHO) report. The House notes that it is not a disease that should be trivialized because of the high ratio of death or disability associated with it, as even with prompt diagnosis and treatment, approximately 10% of patients still die within 24 to 48 hours after the onset of symptoms, and up to 20% or more sustain permanent damage and disability, especially if the meningitis was caused by bacteria or parasite. The House concerned that a few days ago, is no more few days
Silence,
ago,
please.
The
Silence,
House
please.
that a few days ago, is no more few days anymore, the WHO,
Silence,
the International
members,
Federation of
please.
Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, Medicine Sans Frontiers, and the United Nations International Children's Education Fund raised an alarm about the increasing cases of meningitis in Nigeria and Niger, stating that over 1,000 persons have died from the scourge in both countries since the beginning of 2015. Aware that those public health bodies decided to raise the alarm because the world is short of vaccine for meningitis, making it more worrisome, just as the outbreak has been predicted to increase in Nigeria and other developing countries if nothing is being done to checkmate it. Disturbed that the four bodies which constitute the International Coordinating Group for Provision of Vaccines for Control of Meningitis Epidemic said the coincidental increase of the outbreak in Nigeria and Niger with an acute shortage of meningitis C-containing vaccine threatens the world's ability to minimize the number of people with the disease, especially in endemic areas like Nigeria. The House, conscious of the fact that Nigeria must act to prevent further outbreak of the scourge, as it often leaves pain, sorrows, and tears in the life of most lucky ones, while the unlucky ones do not live to see the aftermath of the scourge on them. The House hereby resolve to call on the federal government to, as a matter of urgency, do all it takes to provide vaccine for the prevention of the disease. And two, the House also resolved to urge the federal government to further embark on massive public enlightenment campaign on the scourge of the disease and encourage people to inculcate the culture of basic hygiene in their lifestyle to reduce transmission of the bacteria that causes meningitis. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Ali Ahmed,
Kano State.
I represent Nasarawa Federal Constituency and I'm from Kano State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion as ably moved by my honorable colleague. I so second.
Abdulrahman Shuaibu, representing Mubi North, Mubi South, Maiha Federal Constituency of Adamawa State. Mr. Speaker, this motion is a straightforward motion. We all know the devastating effect of meningitis, and the period is fast approaching, Mr. Speaker. So that's why I'm calling on the federal government, at least for this enlightenment program, to enlighten people, because by February, the weather will change drastically, and that's normally the period for the outbreak of meningitis. So we are never prepared in Nigeria for any eventuality. So, Mr. Speaker, I'm calling on honorable members to support this motion so that we can, government can do something about it, acquire the vaccines, especially our IDPs, Mr. Speaker. Our IDPs are going to be in serious danger during the hot season. So I'm calling on all of us to support this motion so that government can do something, acquire the vaccines. The vaccines, we have been told, Mr. Speaker, the vaccines are scarce. And we were told also that about 1.2 million people, about 1,000 people died between Nigeria and Niger between January and now. Mr. Speaker, we have also been told by, alarm was raised also by the public health bodies that the world is short of vaccines. So we need to acquire the vaccines and also do the enlightenment so that people can be told on how to manage to prevent the outbreak of this disease. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable.
Having exhausted the amendments, I'll put the question. The question is that those in support of the motion as amended say aye. Those against it say nay. The ayes